The ultimate digital trigger was just pulled by 50 Cent. Imagine the most turbulent high-stakes event in hip-hop history, then magnify it tenfold. Right now, the internet is totally crumbling and the notifications are screaming non-stop. We are witnessing a level of petty behavior that officially goes beyond business rivalry and turns into a very personal scorched turf policy. When 50 Cent goes live, the screen briefly showed something that alarmed the entire industry. Rumor has it that a video of Jim Jones' wife, the famous Chrissy Lemon, briefly appeared during 50's most recent program, just when you thought the studio lockouts and the Bronx eviction notices were the pinnacle of this madness. Reports are flooding in, social media feeds are frozen, and the comment sections are a battlefield. Was there a mistake? Was that a deliberate warning shot? Or was it the final straw that ended their 10-year dispute? The fallout has already happened and is disastrous in addition to being imminent. We are discussing a level of disdain that usually leads to a point of no return. The breakdown of family ties and the disrespect for unspoken traffic laws. According to reports, the Dipit camp is under emergency lockdown. Everyone is asking if 50 Cent really went there, and fans are in total shock. The tension is so intense that you could cut it with a knife, and the silence coming from Jim Jones' side is currently the loudest thing on the internet. Focusing on the house, the woman, or the foundation has wrecked 50 careers. No one saw that move coming. This isn't just about a podcast or a lease. It's about a complete disintegration of reputation. As we analyze every facet of these startling claims and the cultural upheaval they have caused, stay tuned. The game has simply changed, and the rules are no longer in force. The digital landscape of hip-hop has reached a fever pitch due to the stories circulating around this most recent live stream, which have made many question everything they thought was true about the unwritten conventions of the genre. For years, we have witnessed 50 Cent methodically destroy his opponents using court documents, bank records, and landlord disputes. However, rumors from the most recent show indicate that he may have finally entered the most private sphere. Both supporters and detractors are trying to verify whether the film that allegedly appeared on the screen during a heated exchange truly showed Chrissy Lemon, Jim Jones' wife. Nowadays, the internet is a battlefield of speculation. There is a strong sense of skepticism since the stories that are emerging from the early morning hours seem to indicate that the rules of engagement have been drastically altered in real time. The family is usually seen as off-bounds, even in the bloodiest battles. Emotions were running high as soon as the screen went dark, since the mere suggestion of such a leak is enough to turn this 10-year conflict from a business fight into something far more explosive and dangerous. The family was divided in the comments sections. Some claim they saw an irreparable part of the battle, while others claim it was a deepfake or distraction. 50 Cent has dedicated his entire career to honing the skill of the calculated maneuver. Thus, it's amazing how much psychological warfare is going on here. He just dropped a nuclear bomb on the Dipset Foundation if these rumors are true. Jim Jones has consistently presented himself as a man of the people and a leader in his community. However, few men can bear the strain of having their personal life and household dignity transformed into a public circus. The shockwaves are spreading across all social media platforms and group discussions, since this is no longer just about a podcast or a lease termination. This has to do with the sacredness of marriage and how the public views one of the most famous couples in reality TV history. Everyone is left perplexed as to how anyone can bounce back from a blow this precise in love. The speed at which information spreads these days makes it nearly hard to put out a fire once it starts, as the tale develops and the silence from the Capone camp gets louder by the minute. As a result, everyone who had a glimpse of that live footage is today contesting the accuracy of what they saw. People close to the situation claim that the strain behind the scenes has reached a breaking point, and that the suspected video release was the final straw. Because Chrissy Lemon is a famous figure who has stood by Jim Jones through all of his highs and lows, rather than just being a bystander in this story. The emotional stakes are higher than they have ever been. Her name has been dragged into a digital mud battle, which disappoints a lot of industry professionals. However, the story spread by the gossip blogs claims that the Let's Rap About It podcast crew is responsible for 50 Cent's current situation. Persistent disdain. The accusations that he was a squatter and the public mockery of his documentary seem to have kindled a fire underneath. The Gannett magnate that no amount of logic could produce, as this is the kind of drama that characterizes a time period. The sheer audacity of the move has left fans startled, and they are glued to their screens, eagerly awaiting the next update. Social media users are taking sides, creating a digital divide that mirrors the hostility presently afflicting New York streets. The argument usually moves from the computer to the pavement when wives and families get involved. Therefore, a sizable portion of the audience is genuinely concerned about where this ends, even though some are laughing at the triviality. Every time someone thinks they have the facts straight, a new story comes out that makes the schedule even more difficult. The story is taking unexpected turns faster than anyone can keep up. This alleged leak is starting to have repercussions, to manifest in ways that go well beyond words on a screen, since the business associates of both people are now forced to choose a side in a dispute that has no clear winner. As the specter of this live stream looms large, the podcast's production team is reportedly utterly disorganized and unsure of how to proceed with their next episode. During their most recent emergency meeting, the energy in the room was described as intense and chilly, and it was clear that the Dipset camp felt betrayed. It is now more crucial than winning a debate or making the greatest comeback to defend the honor of the family name against a man who has made a career out of being the most relentless antagonist in the history of the genre. It's fantastic and terrifying to behold as 50 Cent seems to be confidently leaning into the chaos in the meanwhile. His failure to issue a formal apology or explanation is being interpreted by many as a tacit admission that he is exactly where he wants to be in this chess match. The followers are left to piece together the fragments of the live video, looking for any clue or frame that would lend credence to these shocking charges. Jim Jones must now maintain his alpha image in the public eye while dealing with the fallout in his personal home. The stakes are therefore very personal as well as professional. The complexity of this situation serves as a reminder that in the age of algorithms, nothing is sacred and that everything may be satisfactory to the right person with the right amount of power. The entire globe is observing. There is not much time left, and what happens next in this tale will likely shape everyone's legacy for years to come. Every moment that passes without a definitive denial feels like a brick being added to a wall of conjecture that might never come down. Thus, the silence that ensued after the live webcast was more intense than the actual broadcast, because it usually leads to total chaos to enroll a man's wife in a public spectacle. The way the digital streets are communicating implies that conventional standards of participation have been set on fire and discarded. The sheer bravery of 50 Cent to even play with fire in this way astounds fans. Chrissy Lemon is more than just a reality TV star. She is a pillar of the Dipset family and has stood by Jim Jones through every fight in the music industry, on the streets, and during the war. The environment at the Heights is currently cold and calculated, according to accounts from the inner circles, while the staff tries to figure out whether this was a glitch or a deliberate provocation aimed to remove Jim from his post. These two men have always been at odds over who is more powerful and influential. However, the conversation shifted from business to blood after the camera allegedly flashed that clip. Fans were experiencing extreme emotions in every major hip-hop forum, as if they were watching a slow-motion car accident when nobody was buckled up. The family was divided, since some people think that 50 is just playing the ultimate game of chess to draw attention away from Meanie's legal walkthroughs, while others are positive that this is a personal vendetta that has gotten out of control. The leaked reports claim that the podcast team was utterly caught off guard and glanced at their own phones in disbelief as the notifications started to arrive like a tsunami wave. The movie was a masterclass in psychological warfare because, while barely being on screen for a heartbeat, that heartbeat was enough to set off 1,000 screen recorders and 1 million unanswered questions. Over the past few months, Jim Jones has tried to project an image of growth, fitness, and business progress. However, whether they want to be there or not, this situation has a way of dragging someone back into the mire. People are doubting everyone's commitment and speculating that there may be a mole in the camp who provided 50 with the weaponry he needed to accomplish this. It's becoming darker by the hour in the comment sections. 50 Cent doesn't just aim for the target when he goes on the attack. His goal is the foundation as a whole. Thus, the background gears of the industry are almost audible, turning as corporate partners and promoters start to distance themselves from the potential consequences. Since these individuals spent years in the same circles and on the same stages, people are discussing the betrayal factor. However, it appears that a single live stream event has erased all memories of that fraternity. The twists are coming one after the other, since there are now rumors that Jim Jones may be drafting a legal response that may tie up 50's new Schreifepert studio projects in red tape for years. Now, it's not just about who is the king of New York or who has the most followers. It's about who can survive the total destruction of their personal life in the spotlight. Because high-level drama like this is what keeps blogs going for months. The response from the hip-hop community has been one of both general exhaustion and excitement. But everyone knows that the internet is usually the last place a dispute stays when things get this personal. There is genuine concern in the underlying tone. Younger followers are occupied with making memes and editing videos to maintain the algorithm, while the family is divided due to the older followers' desires for harmony and respect for the women involved. 50 Cent seems to have decided that the studio lockout was only the beginning of a much larger and more devastating play. Many claim to be able to identify the location in the video and even the timestamp of its filming, and 50 Cent has consistently stated that he is the one who decides when a conflict is finished. Every minute, the charges are getting more accurate. This level of detail lends the story a more genuine air, despite the fact that neither side has yet provided an official confirmation. As a man who is more familiar with the internet than anyone living analyses their legacy, anyone who has even a passing connection to the Dipset brand can see the emotional pain on their faces, since being silent is sometimes viewed as a sign of defeat in the society he comes from. Jim Jones is under immense pressure to answer. But if he reacts too quickly, he can end up in 50's carefully constructed trap. Every move made going forward will be heavily scrutinized, since everyone is watching to see if the Capone leader can maintain his composure, or if the disrespect will finally cause him to lose it. People on the streets are saying that since Jim is now defending his wife's honor and the integrity of his home rather than just himself, this is the final test of his leadership. Meanwhile, reports from the Gunnet camp suggest that 50 is feeling a sense of satisfaction that only a man who has fought 1,000 wars could have as he watches the numbers grow. He is not giving up on the notion that, in this day and age, he controls the flow of information. He's also not hiding or apologizing. Every gossip blog and reaction channel is fighting for a piece of the action, and because so many people are talking about it at once, it's amazing how much information is generated during a single live feed. It has produced a feedback loop in which the rumor becomes true. Because of the enormous worry, even a normal post from Jim Jones about his workout is being scrutinized for hidden clues or signs of a mental breakdown. The viewer is hooked in, waiting for the moment when the silence is abruptly broken and the real battle begins. For this has all been digital posturing up to this point. In actuality, there will be consequences even after the live transmission ends and the screen goes dark again. The Dipset camp has been under almost unbearable stress. The entire business is waiting for the other shoe to drop now that the digital storm has reached its apex. Millions of people are scrutinizing every move Jim Jones makes in an effort to find a hint of a counterattack or a sign of weakness because of the concerns surrounding this alleged film. Insiders claim that the inner circle of the podcast crew is quite nervous because they understand that 50 Cent is not just playing for clicks, but rather striving for a total social and emotional collapse. The family became divided as reports of this live video went viral online, and viewers began to wonder if there was still a line that hadn't been crossed in this tense conflict. Passions ran high when it was revealed that this was a planned strike meant to humiliate the Capone boss on the biggest stage possible. The results are now more harmful than any eviction notice or overdue rent bill could possibly be. Few persons are ever forced to endure such a public test of character as having his private life and his wife's dignity made into a viral spectacle. Jim Jones has made a name for himself as a mogul and survivor who can withstand any adversity. The accusations that are making the rounds in the comment sections have created a story that is developing on its own. According to some, the tape served as a warning about the extent to which 50 Cent can infiltrate a person's personal records. Everyone in the hip-hop community is aware that when families are singled out, the conflict's tone changes from lighthearted to far more serious. As a result, their responses have been a mix of extreme discomfort and complete shock. It appears that well-known figures from the New York scene have been reaching out to both sides in an effort to calm the situation before it moves from the virtual to the actual world. However, no one can stop the algorithm's momentum. 50 Cent is known for being uncompromising, and he has never been one to listen to reason once he decides that an opponent needs to be completely annihilated. Every mysterious post and every removed comment reveals the viewer's inner turmoil, as they try to understand the reality behind the headlines. Fans are shocked that things have reached this stage considering how long these men have worked in the same industry. However, it seems that the bridge is too badly damaged to be reconstructed. People look at the date of the live stream and note that it happened right when Jim Jones was starting to get traction with his new business ventures and fitness brand. The turns never stop. A basic Gunit playbook approach is to strike when an opponent feels most safe, and the account suggests that the timing was anything than coincidence. The alleged move's sheer audacity has terrified the industry because, if this is the new standard for rap feuds, then no one is safe and no secret is sacred. The family was divided, with some calling for a total boycott of 50's work, and others praising him as the ultimate marketing genius who knows how to keep everyone talking about him. On the street, people are talking about how the Dipset and Gunit Cold War are coming to an end and that we are going to enter a moment of total involvement when anything goes. Jim Jones is reportedly attempting to block out the noise by spending more time in the studio and gym, but the notifications act as a constant reminder that everyone is awaiting his response. The day's theme is the ancient fraternity's treachery, which serves as a cautionary tale about the high-stakes entertainment industry. Because this incident's digital footprint is now deeply embedded in the culture's past, a friend today can easily become the worst adversary tomorrow. The effect is genuine. There is proof of the harm, and the consequences will likely continue for the rest of their careers. The game will never be the same after today, that much is certain. 1,000 times over, every frame of the live stream has been scrutinized. However, 50 Cent's ultimate objective is still unknown. Whether this was the last blow or just a new chapter in an unending story remains to be seen. Every hip-hop enthusiast on the planet is interested in this topic, and the world is still waiting for the final word. There's still a tangible sense of suspense. I can feel it. The situation is getting worse by the second. To be honest, it appears as though we are seeing the beginning of an entirely new chapter in hip-hop history. Do you think that 50 Cent's alleged family involvement in this online battle has finally reached an uncrossable threshold? Or is this just another illustration of how to maintain your position at the top of the algorithm at all costs? The streets are talking and the industry is shaking, so I want to know exactly what you think about these shocking claims and the fallout that is currently melting down your timeline. If you think Jim Jones can actually recover from such a personal strike, or if the Gunit millionaire has successfully reached the final checkmate in this 10-year struggle, please let me know in the comments section below. To ensure you never miss a breaking update, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. We are dedicated to giving you the most thorough assessments of the narratives that create the culture, and your support keeps this analysis going if you want to follow every step of this high-stakes drama as it progresses. Thank you for attending and taking part in the conversation. But before you go, let us know in the comments who you think is truly winning this nerve-wracking contest and what you think will happen next. Since this game's rules are always changing,